This story comes from CBS News. This story's fucking bonkers. TikTok pushes potentially harmful content to users as often as every 39 seconds, study says.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm just going to read from parts of this article because it's just so incredible. TikTok recommends self-harm and eating disorder content to some users within minutes of joining the platform, according to a new report published Wednesday by the Center for Countering Digital Hate. The new study has researchers set up TikTok accounts posing as 13-year-old users interested in content about body image and mental health. It found that within as few as 2.6 minutes after joining the app, TikTok's algorithm recommended suicidal content.
Admittedly, that's like 400,000 TikToks you saw in that amount of time.
That is true.
And you're scrolling so fast in that. You've seen like 200,000 TikToks. So,
within 2.5 minutes, you're getting seconds, suicide
right?
shit.
This is a tiny amount of time. Here's the thing. It shouldn't be on your platform. Because if it's on your platform and you use an algorithm to put content into my feed, that makes you responsible. Now, if it was just a big room full of a bunch of people and then every second, every millisecond, new TikToks got it added to a long feed, let's say. And they had no control over what you saw. It just was random. So it didn't matter. It was only random. And there might have been like some age or something, some sort of age verification thing. But the rest of it's all random. It just comes through and it's completely random. Then maybe you're not responsible. But the moment you fucking like a fine dining waiter bring me self-harm content to my table, and then you pull the thing of the silver chafing dish off the top, and then you blow the self-harm content on me, that's your problem now, man. You're the one who's fucking facilitating it.
Yeah, man. The argument that these media companies don't have any responsibility to the content that lives on their sites and platforms is fucking nonsense. It is nonsense. Algorithms are not accidents. Algorithms are intentionally created and coded by people. They are accidents the same way that a chapter in a book is an accident, which is to say that it literally cannot be created accidentally.
Yeah.
And if you lose control of an algorithm and it is pushing content within 2.5 minutes, 8 minutes for eating disorder shit, 2.5 minutes for suicide shit, according to this fucking study about TikTok. It is also, Cecil, worth noting that TikTok is literally Chinese spyware, right? TikTok is Chinese spyware. There is a reason that like the Biden administration will not allow government employees to put TikTok on their phones. TikTok is built by a company out of China called like ByteDance or something. It's built and owned by a Chinese company. It has been pushed. Two administrations, defense departments now have said, this is a really dangerous spyware app owned by the Chinese government. Because remember, every corporation in China is a Chinese government corporation. There is no such thing as an independent Chinese company. Everything's beholden to the Chinese government. I don't think it's entirely like nonsensical to say, just like we watched Russia do the same shit, that if you are a enemy of America and you have an app and it is a spyware app, and you know what also it does is it sends shit that makes the youth less stable and less happy and less comfortable and like have more mental health and psychological issues. Like this is the next level of psyops. And I'm not trying to be conspiratorial, because when we called it that, when Russia was doing it using Facebook and Twitter, we were right. That's all been borne out as truth. Why would it not be the case here that this is intentional shit to make people unhappy, because that benefits the Chinese government to destabilize the culture of one of their enemies?
Yeah.
It's like, that's not a leap to me at all.
I also, as I recall, we covered a story maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, where one of these social media companies, and I think it was TikTok, within a few swipes from one or two like sort of trans doubting. You know, like they have those people who are like trans doubting or something.
Right.
It goes
gender
to
critical
violent.
stuff.
Like gender critical stuff. It goes to violent anti-trans to Nazi to anti-Semitic within like 3 fucking swipes. You're just at like the most violent, abhorrent content within seconds. It doesn't just veer you a little like down that road. It's like it takes a hard left at Nazi Albuquerque, like as soon as it can.
Yep. Yeah, it's not even like a full Kevin Bacon away.
Yeah, not even.
It's not even a full Kevin Bacon away.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like Kevin Bacon needs to be the number of units. We need a number of units from the time you type in your initial search to the time you get to Nazis.
Yeah.
And that should be one internet Kevin Bacon.
How many Goebbels or whatever? It's like 5 Goebbels away. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's just insane. But it's something that like, you know, you might not pay attention to if you're sort of immersed in that. And you might not have ever entered in any of these search terms that might turn up something that could feel dangerous or that could be, something that is just toxic, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you're using this app and it's not doing any of that stuff for you. But the problem is that there are some people and they're showing like these people literally did it in no time. Now, TikTok is saying, well, we don't like your methodology or whatever. It's like, yeah, of course not. Of course you don't like the methodology because it proved that you're a fucking terrifying company, period.
Right. Yeah. We don't like your methodology because it exposed that our algorithm promotes self-harm.
Yeah.
Right. You should be, if you have a media company, you should be creating an algorithm that identifies self-harm. Because the thing is, here's the other thing to remember, is that if the algorithm can find and promote self-harm, it can also find and hide self-harm and remove self-harm. And like, I'll go back to the nipple example. Like, you can't post a titty on Facebook, right? So like there is a confidence interval that is extremely high that if you post a titty on Facebook, that is getting fucking removed like that. So it's not that these companies can't create algorithms that keep us safe. It is the absolute truth that these companies are trying not to create algorithms that keep us safe.
Yes.
They are intentionally creating algorithms that incite, that inflame, that upset, and that keep you engaged. That is what they want. That is the most charitable explanation. And an alternative side explanation is they are creating content to fuck with your head because it is a Chinese-run spyware company and it doesn't have our best interest at heart.
Right.
And that is also true. Like, Tom didn't make that up. It sounds insane when you say it, but it's like...
Sounds crazy, dude. Sounds crazy. It sounds like QAnon shit, too.
It does, but it's like there's a reason you can't have a government phone and download TikTok.
Yeah, man.
Like the Pentagon has been like, yeah, guys, we shouldn't have this at all in America. It's like that. Did you see the articles about, I think Hawaii was the company that it was a Chinese cell phone company that had towers, and they were building these towers that were capable of intercepting all kinds of sensitive defense signals. Did you happen to see this article? This was in the Times. This isn't some bullshit stuff. There's a cell phone company called Hawaii. I may be mispronouncing that. And they were building a series of cell phone towers and other infrastructure. And that infrastructure was also built in such a way that it could specifically be used to spy on defense infrastructure and information gathering.
Nice.
Like, I'm misphrasing it a little bit, but like, there's an intentional act of espionage. And we're just like, well, but it's convenient.
Yeah.
But I love the way it entertains me.
And that them wanting to disallow it, like the government wanting to disallow it, doesn't necessarily mean that it is spyware. But I think what it means is that they're not willing to take that chance. Right? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's doing something nefarious, but they are like, well, shit, that could be real dangerous. And so let's not do that. And so like, that's the most charitable way to look at it.
Yep.